to the Physique Mastery Podcast. This is Scott Tuzma along with Bryan Cron. Bryan, welcome back to the frigid cold north of Canada here. Just got back from California, Venice Beach, hit Gold's Gym, and that's going to kind of be our topic of conversation today. You've had a couple posts up recently since you just returned. One was of Arnold, kind of showing where he's at right now. You got a great picture with him. I got to see him working out, and definitely, I mean, he's in good shape. But you mentioned that age has taken its toll on him, and just life in general has taken a toll on him. And then you shared another post with a picture of Robbie Robinson, and just looking freaking phenomenal. And this is a guy who his entire life has been like bodybuilding has been his main focus. So today we're going to kind of talk about genetics first of all, because you mentioned even like. Just looking at you're checking Arnold out and seeing life has taken its toll on him and age has taken its toll on him, but you just see the genetic structure that he has and how he's just he was built to be the best out there, and then kind of lifestyle approach. So we'll talk about genetics, Arnold, and then lifestyle, the impact on there as well. So just immerse us in the experience that you had at Gold's Gym there.
Oh man, dude, it's just my favorite training place in the world. It's just so awesome. Like everyone, it's a bit of a show, and there's people there doing their Instagram thing, but there's just so many bros and so many, idols that I grew up, reading, and even though I'm not really into bodybuilding anymore, I see the guys and I'm like, oh, there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so. It's just awesome.
Right.
It's like, and yeah, man, and having, training next to Arnold, that's kind of not training with Arnold. I wasn't that lucky.
Right.
Training beside Arnold, that was pretty good, man.
The last time you were there, you saw Arnold in the gym. You mentioned you were totally starstruck.
Yeah.
Did you even approach him the last time?
No. Like that first time I had a legitimate stroke. Like I was like, because he walked in, I heard good morning, and then I was just messed up. I was there with Joey. We were talking and Joey and I were supposed to be doing trap bar deadlifts, and I just was a mess. I couldn't think straight. We ended up adjusting everything we were doing, so we could be near Arnold. And man, that was a bad moment in my life. But this time I had my shit together more, and I waited for him to be finished training, and I got a photo with the governor. I called him Governor Schwarzenegger, and it was dope, man. And I kind of kept my shit together, so I was happy.
Very cool, very cool. So I mean, I've seen some recent video footage of him. He's Arnold. He still looks fucking great, but definitely not the Arnold that we're used to seeing in the past and everything.
Well, he had an ankle cast on, so I don't know what the deal was there. If he's injured his ankle or something, or. But yeah, I mean, he's freaking. Is he 70 or he's pushing 70?
Right.
And he's but he's still got the arms, man. But the biggest thing is he's got the structure. Like that's what I just marveled at. Just kind of hope I wasn't leering too much at him. I knew one of the guys he was working out with is an editor at Muscle and Fitness, and I knew him, so that was kind of my that kind of brought me back to reality, and I was able to chat, sort of be a little closer to him. But anyway. I was just marveling at his frame, man. He's got these, his wrists are so thick. Like he's got this structure that's built for building muscle,
Right.
And
it makes a big difference. I mean, you see it as much as I don't like using those calculations and everything where you measure your wrist and your ankles and all, based on your height and everything, it just determines what's your maximum amount of muscle that you would be able to build. And it gives you a little bit of a picture there. You don't want to rely on something like that, but you definitely, when you see someone with a thicker bone structure like that, you can definitely handle heavier loads, and that muscle, that bone structure can support more muscle mass. For sure.
For sure. Yeah, like totally. He could. He's just built for heavy lifting, and it was really kind of. Not that I needed that to put me in my place. I was put in my place a long time ago, but it was definitely a reality check.
Right.
So.
And that really is, that's a big thing. I mean, so many of us kind of idolized Arnold, and it's very easy even if you look for someone who is somewhat similar in structure to yourself and try to build up there, it's not a good thing to do. You can have I don't know if it's good or bad, but I don't know. I think you should never be really trying to compare yourself to others. It's a good thing to you look at their physique and be inspired by them. Holy shit, look what they have done with what they were given. I think that's the most impressive thing, because someone with Arnold's genetics could have not even gotten into bodybuilding or anything like that. But when you see someone who gets into it and gives it everything that they've got, then you get inspired by that kind of stuff, so making the most of their gifts.
Yeah, I mean, because much has been said about Arnold's drive and work ethic and focus, and in my opinion, that's probably the reason for most of his success and everything. It's just that he has that single-minded determination and vision to kind of keep working. But having seen him, there's definitely he started off the race very much at an advantage that way. So so. Pretty cool. That's definitely a gift that I don't have, to have that kind of bone structure. But having said that, at the same time, there's Will Harris, fucking 55 years old, 325 pounds with abs. There's a freaking structure, man. Like, that was he made that's the structure. And I'm looking at this guy, and I know a lot of very big bodybuilders, and trained with them and whatever. Certainly have eaten with my share of them. But this guy was like next level big, man. Like it's really something even if you're not into bodybuilding, like when you see somebody who's that good, like that big, it is amazing. Yeah. I mean, and a super cool dude too, man. He's like, yeah, we're 325 with abs right now, 18 weeks out for the Arnold. And I'm like, oh. Bat 55, man, and he's Arnold Classic, man. Ain't no joke. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
40 years old, just getting started, and it seems to be where people start to really hit their stride. 40s up to 50. It's just unreal, man. But 55, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, he was telling me like Kevin Levrone did his thing like at the Mr. O this year, and that kind of like stoked his fire a bit because he's way bigger than Kevin. So now he wants to. He's like, Kevin started it, I'm gonna finish it. So he's. It's awesome, man. There's all these big old dudes are competing. I think it's dope.
Yeah.
They say, guys lose their legs. That's the bodybuilding thing. After 50, you lose your legs. But I don't know, man. I didn't see his legs, but everything else looked really damn big. So
yeah, you just keep training smarter. You can still hit those things with high reps and good exercises that don't destroy your back or anything like that.
And man, I watched Will train, and that guy was fucking working hard.
Right.
Like his last set of every exercise was disgusting. like kind of like the shit that we do, except with way heavier weights, man.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow, like this guy he's bringing it, and super nice, super cool,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Humbling as all hell. Like the whole, being in there was very, very humbling. There's not a lot of ordinary bodies, but it was cool.
That's wild, man. Love it. I gotta get myself there for sure. But I think there's like hearing you talk about that. It is an important topic because it's very easy to compare yourself to others. And I mean, even like me sitting between 150, 160, and seeing a guy like you between 190 and 200, I'm like, fuck. I mean, chances are that is definitely not in the cards for me. I definitely don't have the bone structure to support that. And there's a lot of other factors that come into play genetically as well. And then we got within our Physique Mastery Movement group coaching, we got guys that are even smaller, and just even them kind of setting the standard, realizing that just kind of work with what you've been given and make the absolute most out of it is probably the take-home message that's most important, because all these guys with great builds and great genetics, they still got to work their asses off in order to get where they want to get at.
Oh, totally. There's, it's definitely easier when you got the genetic cards and all that, but you still have to put in the work. And to go from really good to exceptional, I mean, there's a lot of work and a lot of time. And, I don't care how gifted you are genetically, that's where it gets really, really hard. So,
right.
I mean, for a guy to be 55 and still making improvements and, still getting, that's there's only so much genetics accounts for, man. That's like full on commitment.
Yeah, for sure. So, and that's one point that I saw, like from your post, was comparing genetically. Some people have the genetic advantage, but you also don't want to look at someone and say, I want a physique like him. And like Robbie Robinson, it's always been his life is bodybuilding. So someone who eats, sleeps, and breathes bodybuilding. Yeah. And you wonder, well, shit, how come Arnold doesn't have a body like that anymore?
Like Robbie?
Well, yeah. It's like, well, shit, the dude was running a state and making movies and doing everything else. It's just, to me, seeing him, he was kind of like more like the average guy out there, the average lifestyle. And, you still don't want to compare yourself to Arnold, but still, you want to make sure that when you're setting your goals and if you want to look like someone, if they're in the gym all day, every day, and they're getting food catered to them and all these other different things, it's just totally their lifestyle. They definitely have it a lot easier to achieve those goals than you would if you got a busy job, you're running a business, you've got a wife, a family to take care of, and all these other shit going on in your life. It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. So you kind of got to work with the genetics that you've been dealt, as well as the lifestyle that you're living right now. Just optimize those two things. Just make the most out of what you've been given there.
Yeah, like a lot of people take shots at Arnold because he doesn't. Yeah, you mentioned Robbie. Like Robbie still looks, he's again 70 and he looks amazing, and Arnold doesn't look like that. And people are like, oh, Arnold let himself go. But it's like, well, come on, man. He's like, look at what he's accomplished in his life, and sometimes you got to let things go to get to the next level. Like he couldn't have been. Well, maybe he could have been governor, and still training like a bodybuilder. And watching everything, living the lifestyle, but I doubt it. And bottom line, been there, done that. Like he's fucking 7-time Mr. Olympia
for a long time.
Like, I've done that. What has he got to prove? So no hate to him, man. Yeah. But no, Robbie's still like, it's ridiculous how he looks. So yeah, just a specimen. Yeah, 70-year-old specimen.
Amazing when you do you live that lifestyle all your life. What's possible? Yeah, pretty awesome. And I mean, who knows? You never know what's going on in other people's lives behind closed doors either. Like the stress that's involved or anything else like that. Or maybe it's stress free. Maybe some people just have very little stress and it's just optimal hormonal environment for them to be their best too.
I mean, hey, man, like I will, God willing, I will always train. But I'm sure at some point my priorities might change somewhat. I don't know to what degree, but I certainly won't resist it. Like I always get a little creeped out when I see guys who are hanging on a little. You know what I mean? There's keeping up the lifestyle, and then there's keeping up like they're still doing, like they're 19, they're still trying to train super heavy and. If they're all doing all the supplements and everything, and it's just like, dude, you're 60 years old, man. Like, come on, like just let it go, like just, that I never want to be a hanger on like that. Yep. But
you want to live life to the fullest and still enjoy our bodybuilding, look good, feel strong. Have fun in the gym with your bros, all that kind of fun stuff. Like,
life's a journey. You want to have it complement your journey, not take over your journey.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome, man. Well, I think that's it, man. Those are just a quick little catch up on your trip to California, and I think those are two solid points: genetics and lifestyle. Two big factors that are going to have a big impact on your results. And setting your goals. So make sure when you're designing a program or following a program that it suits your lifestyle and suits your genetics as well. Don't you see a lot of people out there? I see a lot of people who think, man, I want to get my deadlift up to 600 pounds. Well, shit, like I'm not built for that personally myself. I will never see a 600-pound deadlift, and it would take a whole lot of practice just deadlifting and other strength focused training, but just focus goals on that suit you, your body, and your lifestyle the best. I think is the biggest takeaway that I gathered from your post there. And I think it's the biggest takeaway from this show.
And always keep it fun, man. Keep it fun. I mean, I had a smile on my face that whole weekend, so it's got to keep it fun. Yeah.
Number one for sure, no doubt about that. That is the key to consistency and the long term enjoyment that we get out of this. Very cool, man. Awesome catching up with you. Next episode, we are going to be talking about preparing for the cutting season. Most of us are going to be getting into a cut in January. Some people are still going to be embracing that winter weight since they're still covered up, but we'll see what's going on there. But Brian's going to be embracing the weight. I'll be coming out of this 16-week building phase and ready to cut a bit and kind of talk about how I'm preparing for that. So stay tuned. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.